Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, is brought to you by PaintedAutoBodyParts.com, the leading U.S. auto body parts online store. Campbell's Custom Care, your detail specialist. And by DragonFireTools.com, industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage.
Thanks for cruising along with Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com. Of course, you pay a lot of attention to your oil because it's super important to your engine based on durability and performance. But Guy, people don't think about their fuel. What happens when it comes to fuel?
Yeah, so when people buy fuel, they look at whatever station's cheapest on the corner.
And what's the problem with that?
Yeah, well, the problem is you get exactly what you pay for generally. And as we talked, I think earlier, the cost of the fuel systems are far higher than the cost of your engine. We can get so picky about the oil we use and the filter we use, but when it comes to the fuel itself, it's like, whatever's cheapest, that's what I'm using.
But there's additives there that you can take, and every tank full you put that in, or every 3,000 or 5,000 miles, you put it in the tank, so what's wrong with doing that?
Yeah, well, the problem with that is, you know, the standard thought is, well, change my oil, and I'll put an additive in to clean my fuel system, right? But what you're doing is actually taking brand new clean oil and then blasting all the carbon out of your cylinders and your valves and putting it in that brand new clean oil.
And that obviously defeats the purpose of cleaning the injectors. So what have you done to solve the problem?
Okay, so our approach is completely different. We call it changing the way you treat your fuel, right? So as opposed to cleaning it every once in a while, we clean it every single time. So every time you get fuel, you use 1 ounce to 10 gallons. And then you clean your fuel system a little at a time, all the time. So when you go to change your oil, your fuel system's already 100% clean, and you're not adding any garbage or any carbon into that brand new fresh oil.
So for a container this size, how many tankfuls can I treat?
120 gallons.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it goes a long, long way.
It goes a long ways. And so you're not buying 12 containers. A standard additive treats 10 gallons, and supposedly, you know, you only need them every now and then you throw that bottle away. So you're throwing not only all that plastic away, but you're really spending your money on plastic, labeling, shipping, handling, and you don't have any money to put anything inside the container.
So this is the bulk purchase kind of model right here.
Yeah, exactly right. Spend your money inside, not outside.
And that's for the folks that are, you know, doing it by the tankful. You also sell larger quantities, and you're even selling big containers for fleets and that sort of thing.
5 gallon, 55 gallon, and we even sell totes.
What are the folks who run fleets? What have they discovered about performance fuel specialists? Well,
the big difference you see in the diesel market especially is the cleaning of the DPF units, the diesel particulate filters. They regen far less often. Actually, continuous use of the additive is shown to reduce about a 78% reduction in your particulate going into the filter itself, which is huge. You regen far less often.
And there's detergents out there and other products as well as the and stabilizers too.
Yeah.
And this is all rolled into your package here?
We combine everything into one package, and the reason is you don't know what you need, right? You know, there's companies that sell detergents, and then if you need more, you add more. If you need extra, you add another product, and then they've got a separate product that lubricates, and got a separate product that, how do you know? How would you know when you put gas in your vehicle or diesel or whatever? Do you look at it and say, oh my goodness, this needs more detergent, this needs more lubricity? How would you know that?
Your slogan is changing the way you treat your fuel.
Changing the way you treat your fuel.
How are you going to big companies and changing the way people think about fuel?
Well, basically we go in and we educate them. We have a class that's 3.5 to 4 hours where we help people understand the changes in the industry, how this fuel system works today compared to what they used to. Oh, my grandpa used to. That don't work anymore. Your grandpa didn't run the equipment we run today with the fuel. So as the government has demanded more, the pressure has become increasingly strong on the manufacturers to produce the emissions, but you don't have the longevity out of it because of the cost. You know, an injector that cost $100 15 years ago costs $1,000 now.
Believe me when I tell you, the last little bit I've spent with Guy has been a masterclass in fuel treatment. Performance Fuel Specialist knows a whole lot about fuel, and they can teach you too. Go to Fuelguys.com. You can see the data there. And you can see more great products for your vehicle when we come back to Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, so do not go anywhere.
Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, coming to you from the Campbell's Custom Care Studio.